What is up, Fin fans? Welcome back to another video. So, first and foremost, Mr. Stephen Ross, do you want to do something now? Because that was pathetic. That was horrible. And I think every fan from the Miami Dolphins that watched this game should go wash their eyes out. Let's get into this. This game was absolutely putrid. It was awful. Like, I have not seen a game this pathetic for the Dolphins in a long. I don't even think I've ever seen a game this sorry. A team that looked as sorry as they did in this game in a long time. So, how are you going to defend Tua after the performance that he had? I can't defend this guy. Like, this guy, you know, like, you have thrown 6 interceptions in the last 2 games. That is pathetic. And 3 in each game. Like, my God. Like, let's start off with this. Stephen Ross should be apologizing for us for what we just saw on the field yesterday. Because, holy fuck. I'm not even going to show the clips, actually. Yeah. You know what? You see this fucking image right here? Yeah, you guys can look into that the whole time. Because you know what? This is what we feel right now. So, no fucking highlights. There's nothing from that game you guys need to see. Like, do we even need to talk about the stats? Like, Tua was abysmal. 12 of 23, 100 yards, and 3 interceptions. And all of them were so bad. All 3 of them. The first pick six. Like, I think it was a pick six. Threw it too high. And then he just throws 2 more stupid interceptions. Pretty sure he threw an interception, a pick six, at the start of the second half. This is by far the worst game he's ever played. Devon Achane, 13 carries, 82 yards. Should have gotten the ball more often, but obviously he doesn't exist according to Mike McDaniel. For somehow D. Eskridge is your leading receiver, but that's because of the 40-yard pass from Quinn Ewers. The snaps, oh my God, bad. 2 sacks on the day. 1 from Terrell Dodson and 1 from Jalen Phillips. By the way, Jalen Phillips, keep getting that trade block. Mark it up, because you know what? You're going to be out the door soon. No pressure. Once again. Dylan Gabriel, you look at the other side, 13 of 18. By the way, this could have been your quarterback. I'm just saying, you guys passed on this kid. 13 of 18, 116 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't really do anything, but he's been playing really well for the Browns. Just saying. Quinton Junkins, 25 carries, 84 yards, 3 touchdowns. Came off of turnovers. It's not necessarily the defense's fault that they scored 31. But when you turn the ball over 3 times, you're not going to win a fucking football game. Like, the other team is just going to keep scoring. Like, you know, my God. Like, once the game, after the Browns made it 10-3, it just went downhill from there. Just, you know, then they started getting interceptions. Then there started to be bad mental mistakes with penalties. You know, horrible pass interference call on Minkah Fitzpatrick. Gave them an extra down and then 46-yard touchdown. Again, mental errors everywhere. You know, then we throw, you know, again, a lot of their points came off of turnovers. Then we throw another interception. Then they get a touchdown. Then we throw another interception. This game was so bad. Like, and it's not even they blew us out of the water in some statistics. They had 15 first downs. We had 12. Again, they had short fields because we were turning the ball over. First downs off of penalties. They had like 4 first down off of penalties. Miami Dolphins, 11 penalties for 103 yards. Remember when we beat the Jets and we won because of their penalties? 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers. Even the time of possession wasn't even that lopsided. They had like 3 minutes more of time possession. You know, Like, my God. It's like the team was just turning the ball over, committing penalties, and giving the Browns the chances after chance after chance. This team is shit. It is dog shit. And it's at the point where, as an owner, you can't sit here and look at this loss and not make a move. And by the way, reports came out that they are not making any changes at this time. And I personally think McDaniel should get fired. However, I don't really care if he stays because, if anything, I think Chris Greer is the one that needs to go for giving him this roster and giving him this quarterback to work with. I'm curious to see who McDaniel would pick as his quarterback in the NFL draft. I'm just saying, I feel like we should see how that works. You know, like, and I know people say, like, why make a move? What is it going to do? It's not going to affect us. So we might win games that we shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. Shows as an owner that you care, you won't stand for this bad play, and that you're willing to make a change. You know. So we'll see how things shape out. The Dolphins are now 1-6 on the season. And if anything, all eyes are on the draft. And by the way, not only did they play so historically bad, especially with turning the ball over, they look like they're fucking tanking. So they look like they're just tanking the rest of the season. So, you know what? Fine, go ahead. You know, it was so bad to the point where Quinn Ewers comes in. He was whatever, I guess. Again, I don't see him as the future of the franchise. I don't want to hear it. He's not. He's just, I don't see it. I don't see it. Never liked the pick from the beginning, but that tells you how bad Zach Wilson also must be. Another move made by Greer. So just saying, my God, this was just a bad game. And by the way, McDaniel, this is your 4th year as head coach and the play caller, and we're still having delay of games and problems getting the plays in. This team is undisciplined. This team is checked out. I think they're done. And he's about to lose the locker room. And I think this is a game where it's going to start to show that. I don't care if McDaniel gets fired. And I don't care if he stays, because you know what? If he gets fired, at least it's a new opportunity. At least it's a new beginning. If he doesn't get fired, then at least we can see him draft a quarterback of his choice. I'd be interested to see how that goes. But I do not want Chris Greer back on this Dolphins organization ever again. This is a disaster. So, 31-6 to the Cleveland Browns. Like, you've got to be kidding me. 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 1 fumbled. Undisciplined, messy, disgusting football. Now you got to go face the Falcons, who beat Buffalo, by the way. Then you got to face the Ravens. Then you got to face your buddy, the Buffalo Bills. And then you got to go to the Commanders to go into your bye. The Miami Dolphins, right, could be 1-10 by the bye week. I could see a world where they are 1-10 by the bye week. That is pathetic. They are competing for the number 1 overall pick. If I was the Dolphins, I would start trading Jalen Phillips, trade away Bradley Chubb, trade away Devon Achane, start making changes. I would be trading everyone. Trade Chubb, trade Phillips, trade Brooks, trade Achane, trade Waller, trade Sealer. Go. Bye. Goodbye. And get draft capital for them. Because right now, those are probably your best bets for you to get high draft capital. The Jets lost to the Panthers, so they have the number 1 overall pick because they haven't won. But as it stands right now, the Miami Dolphins have the number 2 overall pick. So, number 2 overall pick. They're in front of New Orleans because they have an easier strength of schedule, and they're in front of Tennessee because they have an easier strength of schedule. Again, the Miami Dolphins have the fast track to their number 1 overall pick Because if you have a harder schedule, you should be that record. If you have an easier schedule, you get the nod over another team that's tied. So again, if Baltimore ends up losing next week, we still have the number 2 overall pick. So right now, Miami's picking 2. And, you see like Mendoza from Indiana, him and his brother sitting there in a tent rocking all Miami gear. I'm just saying, Mendoza's not a bad quarterback. He could very well be the next quarterback of this franchise. Dante Moore from Oregon, another option. I think this team should be thinking quarterback in this draft, though. I'm just saying, and I want it to be Mendoza or Moore. I don't even know anymore. This team played so bad. Just time to blow this pathetic shit up. Just wow, man. Like we're definitely got a lot of things to fix with this team. There's definitely a lot of changes that need to happen. So, I was actually thinking about streaming this game, but I was like, nah, I don't think so. So, and thank God I didn't, because that was a horrible game. So, all right, well, next game, heading to Atlanta. I think they're gonna get blown out in Atlanta. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. It'll be a 1:00 game once again. We'll see how that goes, even though I have no expectations. So, as usual, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.